Hello everyone and welcome to my class. To conclude the fifth chapter of class 10th history, the age of industrialization, I'll be covering market for goods, this topic today. And with this topic, I'll be concluding this chapter. Right? So let's start the topic. We have till so far discussed about how the Britishers were using India for producing raw material for their own industries, and India was serving another purpose of Britishers. As India was one of the biggest colony of Britishers, it was used as a secured market for the British products. Right. So on one side, the Britishers were selling their produce in India, manufactured goods in India, and on other side, the Indian industries which are growing during that time, they wanted to secure market for themselves. So there was a competition with the foreign products, foreign goods. So what happened when Britishers wanted to expand their control over the Indian markets? The Indian industrialists and merchants and traders, they resisted, right? They became against of this, and they wanted, since they want a secure market for their own indigenous product. So these traders, merchants, industrialists, they started demanding for tariff protection, and created their own space, and they tried to extend their control over the market. Right? Various strategies were adopted by both the Indian industrialist and the foreign industrialist to put a hold over the Indian market. Right. So easiest way was to use the advertisements. Now the advertisement, even these days, it was used, and it usually gives an impact on the minds of the buyers. They influences the opinion of the buyers to about any particular product. Right. So advertisements were used for persuading the buyers to buy the products, new products, whenever any products were launched in the market. Right. Then labels were also used. The purpose of these labels was that it should the information about the place of manufacture and the company's name should be clear in the mind of buyers. So whenever they purchase a product of the same company, they should know about the company and from where the product was manufactured. Right? Like the British made could contain the label of made in Manchester, and Manchester at that time was one of the leading producer of textile. So the quality was assured to the buyer if the buyer sees the label of made in Manchester. Right. So these were the techniques used by the Britishers to persuade the Indian people. Right. Then another technique was images of gods and goddesses were used in the advertisements, right? To make it somewhat familiar to the Indian people, right? They can very much relate themselves with the product, right? So it's very easy for them to use the religious emotions of the Indians, and they can connect to the product. They should not think that they are buying the foreign product. So these were the thinking behind using the images of gods and goddesses in advertisements. Then calendars were also used, and these calendars used whatever the calendars were so much in trend that the middle class people, the low class people, they used to place their calendars at their homes, at their workplaces. Right? Even the illiterate person can used to carry the calendars. They cannot read, but at least they can see the dates. Right? And calendars carrying the advertisement of different companies gives an impact on the mind of the people. Right? They every day they are watching the calendar, every day they see the advertisement, so that advertisement gives an impact to the buyers to buy the products. Right? So then images of kings and nawabs were often printed on the calendars, right? um, I'll just give you one example. Whenever any ruler um changes his religion and adopts a new religion, then automatically the people of his empire or his kingdom, they also adopt the same thing whatever the ruler is doing, right? Because whenever the king or the ruler adopts the religion, he started promoting that religion, persuading his people to follow the same. The same technique was used here in popularizing the products, right? The images of nawabs and kings were used in advertisements so that the industrialists can persuade the people, right? Moreover, it also gives a message that the king or the ruler is using this product, right? When we see any TV personality, any celebrity using any promoting any product, we have this thing in our mind that probably the product is used by that celebrity, right? So it actually persuades the buyer, right? Then or it also gives an opinion that the product is produced under the royal command, so its quality could not be questioned, right? No one can question. Means if the royal authority is it is produced, the good is produced under the royal authority, then it assures the quality of the product to the buyers, right? So these were the ideas used to promote the products through advertisements. Then Indian nationalists, they used advertisement for promoting the nationalist ideas, right? Especially during the Swadeshi time, it promoted the Swadeshi feeling among the people, uh, to buy more Swadeshi product, indigenous product, rather than buying the foreign products. So these were the certain techniques, strategies, market strategies used by both the Britishers and the Indian industrialists to promote their products in the market, and through these ways they wanted to put a strong hold over the market, right? With this the chapter ends here, and please keep on watching and making your notes. Please like, share and review and subscribe my channel. Thank you.